Live. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Team Referral Network Virtual Chapters. We are super excited to be offering this team concept to the virtual world. And so today, for those of you who are in our audience and those of you who are on the panel and are new to Team Referral Network, you're going to be learning a little bit about Team Referral. We're going to attempt to show a video, just a real quick, like 1 to 2 minute video that kind of shows what Team is all about. So we're going to do that here for a second. And then we're going to actually get into a kind of a quasi-team meeting structure so that you guys can peek into the Team Referral Network and have an idea, a general idea of what it is that we do in Team. So welcome, everybody. I know there are viewers out there. I actually see comments streaming by. So welcome to Virtual Team, and let's have a go at it. And Terry Lee, would you like to say a few words?
I'd love to. Hi, everyone. We're so glad you're here at our open house. And I'm Terry Lee Harrison. I've been with Team now since 2007. So we're excited to show you our new concept for bringing Team virtually, and I'm excited to get to meet each of you. So let's see how we do with our video, Jim.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. You know what? And I don't know, the way that I've got it set up, I don't know if actually the audience who's watching, I don't know if they'll be able to see it.
Okay.
So it's only a couple of minutes. Yeah. Okay, so there's no volume. So for those of you who are watching in the audience, we're actually watching a video, and unfortunately there's no volume, and it's not working so well. So I think we will continue on with the agenda. Terry Lee.
Awesome. Can you wing what was in that video?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. No, not so much. No, I'm not a good winger.
Good. Oh, Jim. Okay, awesome. So what we wanted to do now is we'd love to, especially for those that are able to be here on the screen with us, we wanted to invite you. We'd love to hear your name, your business, and where you're from. And so, Milani, you're in my screen right now. Would you like to go first?
Sure, thank you. My name is Milani MacDonald. I'm a brand identity and social outreach strategy consultant. I'm in the Palm Springs area. Basically, I help people figure out what they're doing when they're spending their time on social media so that they're not wasting their time, but rather spending it on purpose with goals clearly in mind.
Excellent. That's awesome. Okay, who'd like to go next?
Christine.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Christine L. Bowen, affectionately known as CLB. I am a self-proclaimed creative consultant for entrepreneurs, specifically in the areas of branding and social networking, as well as mindset. I have a movement called Create Live Be with a show on Google+. So I'm all about inspiring entrepreneurs to reach for higher levels of success.
Awesome.
That's great.
And where are you located, CLB?
Oh, I am in the Washington, D.C. suburbs in a small town called Bowie, Maryland.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. So who would like to volunteer to go next?
I'll go next.
Hey, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I'm Alex. I'm out here in Lancaster, California, the same town with Terry Lee and James. I run a web development company, and we have been doing a lot of work in application development lately. So our clients include Crocs Shoes and Varango Solar. And lately we've been doing a ton of apps. In June, we were able to launch almost 20 new web applications. So great to have you guys here. I'm a regular member of the Thursday afternoon team meeting.
Okay.
Great, awesome. Well, thank you, Alex, for joining us. And yes, both you and Manolis, I'll clear the way. Why don't we hear from you, Manolis? Because Manolis is our other full-fledged chapter member as well.
Sure. Thanks for the intro, Jim. My name is Manolis Spinorilakis, the founder of Reality Crowd TV, and we are creating a reality TV series around the crowdfunding movement where we educate entrepreneurs on exactly the steps to take in order to succeed in raising capital through crowdfunding. From Woodbury, Connecticut, 30 years old, just been playing around with social media a lot and helping entrepreneurs really get exposure for their brands and really walk them through the 9 stages of crowdfunding, which is business planning, intellectual property, social media, PR, campaign strategy, networking and team building, web development, profile and video, and then finally fulfillment on their campaigns. So I joined Team because I see this is just the next revolution in networking where you don't necessarily have to leave the comforts of your home or travel obscene distances, but you can have a good networking group right from the comforts of your own home. So Jim and Tara Lee, thank you guys for having me again. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Manolis.
Yeah, hey, Manolis, thanks. And can I give a shout out to, was that Dennis Deuce, the Deuce, who designed your awesome and amazing,
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, Dennis Deuce designed this. He is the man. If you guys have anything you need to do with HOAs in terms of production, Dennis Deuce is by far the man.
And he might, you know what, I'm going to invite him in because he wanted to come to this meeting as well, so I'm going to see if I can get him in. But Dennis did this lower third, which is actually not even a lower third. It's like completely surrounding you. So, man, he rocked that out. If you guys need lower thirds made, Dennis is the guy.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So who would like to go next?
Hi, I'm John Jerkowitz. I'm a career development coach and consultant, and I deal primarily with companies who are using social media strategies to help recruit and develop their employment base. Also work with colleges and universities and students using social media strategies to enhance their careers and to find new ways of looking for work. The thing that interests me about this is this just opens up a whole new arena for people to network and expand their horizons. I'm in Western Kentucky, and I kind of handle Western Kentucky, Southern Illinois, and parts of Indiana. And the virtual networking, especially in the smaller communities, is something that I think is really going to be a godsend, because it's going to allow people to connect with folks all over the world. And so I think on a university and college level, what it's going to help do is it's going to be an exceptional recruiting tool, because you're not going to be able to go to a school. You're going to be able to reach out and do a lot of social networking in preparing for your career.
That's awesome, John. You know what else? We have Mr. Dennis Deuce with us, and he is freaking networking with us from his automobile. I mean, how much to the next level does that take things? Hey, Dennis. What's up, Dennis? I think he's trying to drive.
Hey, didn't you mute him? Did you mute him?
Oh, I did mute. Yeah, and I can't. You know what? He's gonna have to unmute himself because
Oh,
I can't unmute him. But we'll let him drive, and we'll go to hey Bethany. I see that you've joined us, so we'll jump to Bethany real quick and let her tell us about herself if she's there. I think you're muted. Hey Bethany, I think you're muted also. Oh, the joys of technology. Okay, well, you know what, Bethany, we'll give you a chance to work that out. We'll come back to you. So Terry Lee, what is next on our agenda? What would we like to cover here? Let's we're
Okay, go
gonna
ahead.
yeah, we're gonna keep the show live for another 15 minutes, right? So we'll want to cover anything else that we want the general, kind of public, the general audience
Okay.
to understand about what we do at Team,
Okay.
and then yeah, okay.
Okay. Is it possible that we can take a quick look at Team RN? Is that something that, the way this is set up, that you can do?
Yes. So why don't you go ahead and give me like a minute to find it and bring it up and screen share it.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll keep sharing. So
yes.
When we come in today, what we did popping around and giving our business and maybe a small description in our location, that is just a piece of what we do every week at our meeting. So how many of you can you raise your hand if you've ever been to a weekly referral meeting or ever been part of any of those groups? So do we have anyone with experience with that here? Okay. Wow. Okay. So inside of our meeting, we will give a commercial where we will literally ask for what we need. Today, live over the lunch hour, I gave a workshop here live to about 12 people where we really honed in on what our message was and how to ask for things the way that people can hear it so that they can give us referrals. So our sole purpose isn't going to be social for being here, and while we may enjoy our company virtually, our main purpose for being here is business. And so inside of the meeting, we'll each get a turn to share what we need for the week. We'll take turns giving a 10-minute presentation about what it is we do so that people have a greater understanding of how to refer each other. We have another virtual team that I'm working with, and they are a speakers, authors group, and businesses that serve them. And so as an example, yesterday the graphic designer came in and gave us a beautiful presentation of his work so that we could really see that, my gosh, he's a very talented guy and that he definitely deserves our referrals and that we can trust that he would do a good job for us. And then at the end of every meeting, we make sure that we share referrals. And so that can be key introductions for each other. It can be an actual referral of, James, this particular business is interested in doing business with you. Just our ways of making great connections for each other. And I believe if geographically it works for us to have a group where we meet with people across the country, I think we can just widen our networks all the more. So, okay, Jim, I see it up there.
Okay, so I'm going to click on me. I'm going to blue box me, and just talk through whatever you want to talk through, and I'll just find it as best as I can on the Team RN website. Okay.
Okay. This is our homepage, and so the connection that we want to make for you today is just that while you may say, oh, this is 10 people here, but becoming part of Team means you're part of a larger network. Geographically, right now, we're pretty strong in Southern California and in Vegas, and growing out from there. But you'll have the opportunity, if you want to click now, even now when you're checking out Team, you can click on our 30-day trial. See that there? Yep.
Yeah, I clicked it. It's
okay.
The internet here is a little bit slow, so I don't know.
No problem. No problem. But you can go ahead and click on there now. It's teamrn.com, and you can sign up and begin to have an introduction into our system. If you go to member search, you could search by business category, and so you could find people who do branding, or I'm willing to bet, Manolis, we don't have anybody else in crowdfunding yet that I know of. I could be wrong, right? Yep. I love what you do, John. I hadn't thought of the fact that kids, young people today, are doing some of their career development and getting out there in contact with companies via social media, but because I'm old school, right? But that probably happens all the time. So how interesting is that? But you can go in there and type social media and have the different people come up. So we have the ability to do introductions where we can introduce people within the Team network. We can introduce people outside of the network, and you can click and have your avatar pop up, and it looks all that's a sample of a profile page. So it's kind of like, I don't know, networking and LinkedIn meet in the middle, where we can find each other. We have found that the more interaction there is, and the better your keywords are on your profile page, and the more things that are going on your chapter page, the higher up you rise with your search engine optimization as well. So do y'all have, okay, I might not be able to answer it, but any comments or questions on the team website? I guess it's good for me to know what questions you might ask. We just rolled this website out a couple weeks ago. So thoughts, comments, questions?
I have a question, Terilyn.
Sure.
I hope this is in the context of what you shared. I'm definitely intrigued. I have to echo Bethany. She said she's been waiting for this, and so have I. This being taken offline into my online world. Coming from a former offline networking referral organization, it was category exclusive. So how do we handle where there may be overlaps with other chapter members?
I love that you asked that. And in the scheme of this, if any of you have done that type of work, you have to realize here we are limited. We have 10 slots to fill in each group, right? And so we want to make sure it's the best fit for everyone. I would say one thing we would do is if you lock in a particular position, that anyone else coming in that it might look like too much of an overlap, we would have them talk to you and see if you can figure it out. If you can figure it out, awesome, and if not, we would direct them to another team. So the first person in, and by the way, it's not just anyone's allowed and we don't care. We're going to look at the quality of the person, if you will, coming in, because we want the very best. With 10 spots, I want it to be just the very best. So does that answer that question for you?
It does. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Other questions?
Right. Hey, if I can clarify, Christine, so for team overall, like if you look on the website, there are probably between 1,600 and 2,000 members in the website. So the exclusive category is for each chapter. So each chapter will have a category exclusive person. But team overall, it'll be an amalgamation of everybody who's involved with team. But as we grow into a new paradigm, I think there's an abundance, and there's still a way for the greater team people to network together and find power partners who may be in a similar line of business, right? But there could definitely be some overlap and some opportunities to collaborate with other members who are not necessarily in your chapter, but you can still reach out to them and network with them, find out what they're doing, find out where there's some synergy between the two of you, and come up with a way that you can really help each other and support each other and grow your business through the greater, through interacting with people in the greater team as well. Right?
Yes. We have a question. I like that. Yes?
Hi. My question is, are you finding that you are getting a wealth of variety of people interested, or are you finding perhaps that you're getting a lot of categories, or a few categories rather, that have a lot of people who fit into that category? As you're building up your virtual teams, is there somebody in the organization whose job it might be to look at some of the people coming in and saying, you know what, this category here is a great fit with this category here because this person's clients are prone to probably needing these kinds of services as well? Or is it kind of just everybody's getting thrown together and trying to make their own teams?
That's such a great question. Right now, James and I are the ones that are working with the people that are interested in virtual teams, although I'm sure soon other directors within team will have this ability to start groups. And it is our job to say, Milani, you know what, I have this group of people, I'd love for you to meet them and see if it's a good fit. And definitely if there's overlap, to address that. And one thing I want to share that I think is unique is we want you to have if it's 10 people and you can network with people anywhere in the world once a week, we want it to be the top people you want to network with. And so we want it to be a dream team, if you will, not to steal Jim's Get Busy Google Hangouts on airs. dream team concept, but we want it to be the set of businesses that works most powerfully for you. And this can still be geographic centered. So Melanie, if you said, I want it to be Palm Springs area people, I just don't want to go out and network live, we can do that. If you say, I'm looking for these certain categories from anywhere in the world, we can do that too. So some of what we want to ask you all as a call to action today would be, and we'll give the email repeatedly, but to email James and tell him, we'll describe a little more what this tech-centric team is. I like this tech-centric team. I'd love to be part of it, so that he can further invite you into a future meeting. We also have that speakers, authors, and the people that serve them team, where we have publishers and people who do websites and people who do graphic design and some speakers, and so we're looking to round that team out as well. Maybe you'd be interested in working with speakers and authors, or maybe you have a whole different idea. But that's where we'd like to hear from you, is if you can take action and say, I'd like more information and this is what I'm looking for, and we'd like for you to email Jim at fiercej@gmail.com.
Right.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, and we'll put that in the comment section. And we do have some audience members who have a few questions. So
okay, great.
I'm gonna bring one of those up right now. So Gail Zatz, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Gail, your last name. So does somebody want to explain what Team Network is and where else we can connect with it? So Terry Lee, just one more time, if you want to explain maybe from the 50,000 foot level what Team Network is and how they can connect and find out more information.
Absolutely. So from the big bird's eye view, at Team we bring together people who are responsible for their own success, people like some of the people that we have here in the Hangout, and we help teach them how to become a sales team so they can bring referrals for each other. And so that's normally through weekly meetings, again, where we will meet and do commercials, presentations, and referrals. We also in the virtual world are interested in what masterminding and collaboration we can do together, especially when you have a group of 10 people who all share the same client and it's not competition, if that's the environment that you create. And again, you can find us online. In the real world, we're mainly in Southern California, so depending on where you are, you may not have heard of Team Referral Network. I can tell you in the scheme of if this is not familiar to you, I can call out the name, right? You may have heard of Business Network International, BNI, and in theory, it's a referral organization like that with some differences, okay? But just in case you'd be like, well, I don't understand what this is, that's a similar idea to what we have, and we're just attempting in our moving into the virtual world to be able to offer up, I think, what's a genius idea for us to be able to network like this. This is incredible. So again, you can find us online at teamrn.com.
Okay. Another kind of a shout out or comment from Cheryl Clemens, and I had the pleasure of watching Cheryl. I think she was on Mia Voss's show, but I might be a little bit confused. I know she and Mia Voss were on the same show. Maybe it was a Chef Dennis Little show. But anyways, I saw Cheryl Clemens. She's freaking amazing. You're awesome, Cheryl, if you're still watching. But she says, in the blurb about the Hangout, it mentioned crowdfunding startup consultant. I'm the founder of fundtofeast.com, a new crowdfunding platform exclusively for food and beverage campaigns, and would love to connect. Can I get the name of, and yes, Cheryl, absolutely, you can get the name. It's Manolis, and Manolis is here in the panel with us, and so yeah, we will definitely make that connection for sure.
I would love to connect, Cheryl, anytime. I'm accessible anytime, basically.
Great. Okay. So you know what? I think we're going to, pending any more questions from our viewing audience, I think we're going to close out the Hangout on air. We're going to stay here in the green room. But yeah, Manolis.
Actually, just one last question too. The way I see it too is, at least from my angle, even if there's overlap per se, because I know a lot of people who work online do social media, so naturally there's going to be a lot of social media overlap because that's just part of everyone's business, it seems, nowadays. In in a way, that could be beneficial for a virtual team as well, because you could have a team of, let's say, 10 social media people who could tackle a project and completely destroy it so quickly that you could kind of scale your operations too. So, I mean, think of it that way. Some people may not want to have another social media guy, but wouldn't it be cool if you had 10 social media people attack one project? What would have taken 8 hours is piece by piece, 1 hour each. Suddenly you could scale your operations on a big, big way.
Right.
So just, trying to think outside the box there.
Yep. And I love it because you know what? I'm all about thinking outside of the box. And to piggyback on what you said, Manolis, the other thing is there's enough abundance out there, I believe, for all of us, right? I think the new paradigm shift is instead of just competing, let's collaborate, let's see how we can work together, leverage the abundance that's available to all of us, and let's see how we can, really help each other grow our businesses and do it in such a way that we all thrive and that we all prosper. So I love that concept, and thank you, Manolis, for bringing that up.
Sure.
And one final shout out. So Cheryl said, "I'm here, and thanks so much." Right?
Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, Cheryl.
Yep. Okay.
And as you close out, James, just another reminder where they can email you at to let you know that they'd like more information or what they might be interested in.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll put this when I'm done. I'll come back into the comment section. And I'll add this as well. But you can get in touch with me at Fierce. That's FIERCEJ @gmail.com. So fiercej@gmail.com. We'll put all of the contact information in the comment section. We will also put a link to teamrn.com in the comment section, and we will, we definitely, if you guys out there like what you hear, number one, go to teamrn.com. You can sign up for the free 30 days. You can be a part of Team free. You don't get every single privilege that we have, but you do at least get to come on to the Team RN website. You get to get introductions to, I think, 5 people, 5 formal introductions while you're there, free for 30 days. And we can invite you as guests onto the virtual teams as well if you're interested, in coming on and being a guest with us on the virtual team also, and telling us a little bit about your business, and we can see how we can work you into the mix and find, the best virtual team situation for you. So with that, we will close out the broadcast portion. Oh, we have one more question. Go ahead, Christine.
It's actually not a question. I just wanted to thank you and everyone who went outside of the box with my overlap question. I firmly believe in individuals of the same category being able to work together. Like Melanie and I are in similar capacity in terms of graphic design, branding, social strategy. However, I'm looking at the comment stream, and her market is completely different from mine. Yes. And so I brought the question up since this is an open house, because there are many entrepreneurs who don't understand that when there is an overlap, that we can actually work together.
It's so interesting you would say that, because in the speaker author team, there's actually 2 people who do publishing. They were able to talk that out, work that out, and just know how we're going to divide that out. And so, yes, it can happen, and sometimes we can give more referrals for each other that way, actually. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Well, audience, panelists, please stay on. We're going to have further discussion. We're going to tell you a little bit more specific about this particular tech team and get some more questions from you about more specific questions answered for you about what we're doing here. Audience, thank you so much for tuning in. This was great, and we look forward to having you come and join us on team, right? Thanks, guys.